Okay, I'm gonna teach you how I personally get high. It's free and there's no drugs involved. It's all just oxygen going to your brain basically. It's called the Wim Hof method, and Wim Hof is this pretty cool dude who does a lot of cold submersion and deep breathing, and he does a lot of experiments pushing the boundaries of the human body and mind and whatever. He's just a really cool person, and I'm gonna teach you how to do it today. So here we go. First of all you have to do is like know how to breathe. So just breathe deep. Take deep breaths like that, and you're gonna want to do that 30 times, about 30 times. So that's 1, 2, okay, and then so on and so forth. And you're gonna want to breathe. When you breathe, you're gonna want to make sure that you're breathing deep enough and loud enough so that if someone was around you, they could hear you. Basically, they probably think you're crazy or something, and something's wrong with you, but it's how you're supposed to do it. On the 30th time, you've done all your breaths out and breaths in. Then you breathe out one more time, the last time, and you breathe all the air out. All your air. And then you hold your breath. You hold it out for as long as you can. Mostly it'll last a minute, maybe longer, maybe 3 minutes. It just depends how much you do it. But then you breathe it back in like that, and then you hold that in, and remember to breathe as deep as possible, and just breathe as much air as you can, getting as much oxygen to your spine and to your brain and your blood, and alkalizing your body. Basically, this is what you're doing. Yeah, so I'm about to do it right now. I'll show you. So you can go along with me if you want. So here we go. So I'm going to show a video of Wim Hof talking about the benefits of this technique, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like the video. Thanks for watching.
What is it about breathing? What is it about breathing, or is breathing just one component of this? Is it breathing and also focusing on what you're trying to accomplish?
Yeah, focus absolutely works. Let me explain a little about breathing. Breathing is chemistry. Oxygen is chemistry in the body. So if you are able to oxygenate the cells more than we do normally, because we talked about the lymphatic system and the tissue, and actually the body is able to store up more oxygen than the 100% we presumed possible. Scientifically, we are able to store up more oxygen. So if a breathing technique, whatever breathing technique, is able to store up more oxygen in the cell, that means going into the tissue, going into the lymphatic system, then suddenly the chemistry becomes alkaline. The acid gets out of the body at will. And then the mind is positive, little electrical charges, neurotransmitters, and they are suddenly able to connect in the body, and enabling you to have control, direct all the systems in the body. That's the way nature meant it to be. So the mind's condition to be effective in the body is making the body by breath, the right breathing, profound breathing, in an alkaline state. Then these electrical signals are able to travel throughout, and the way nature meant it to be is that we are able to direct any part of the body. So the immune system, endocrine system, the lymphatic system, vascular, all the systems. We told a little bit last time, but I got more direct evidence now. And right now we are working with the universities on the brain, on, say, emotional reactivity, and they see incredible things that we actually are able to get in those places where emotion exists. And we think, yeah, emotion, where is it? Where is it? But it is translated also as something chemical.
So they can measure emotion in the chemical form?
Yes.
What are they measuring?
They go into, say, the hypothalamus, hypothalamus, hippocampus, amygdala. Those are the places where this chemistry is going on. And we had no way to get into that. Now, if you are able to oxygenize those parts and to pressurize with breathing techniques into those parts, then suddenly you begin to cry. Why? Because the chemistry is changing. You are dealing with the chemistry which was stored up because you couldn't work it out before. And now you are able to tap in there, change the chemistry, and that's the function. You're not able to deal with it now. So later when you have peace and you are somewhere not stressful, then work on it. And breathing does it. It positively influences the chemistry in the depth of the brain. You know what happens? You create 25% more blood flow, and blood flow is with oxygen
Through your breathing.
Yes.
Well, it makes sense because your blood is it's carrying oxygen, right? So the more oxygen you provide your blood, and you are definitely providing it more with these big, long, deep breaths and these techniques that you pursue.
Yes, manipulating up the spine, the central nervous system, up till the tunnel of the light, the brainstem is at top. So if you pressurize after inhaling, exhaling, like we did last time, you did about 3 minutes almost without air in the lungs. Very good. First round is very promising for the next rounds because you get more and more oxygen. It's only to show that you are able to store up oxygen far more than you ever used before. So in case when you need it to regulate the chemistry inside the body, then it needs oxygen. Then we are all able with these breathing exercises to get it anywhere where the chemistry is messed up. And a chemistry messed up will send off a signal but we are not mostly not listening because we got worries and we need to do the deadline and this and that. So we are not, and then this chemistry stays over there and will deregulate the system. And then we become sick and we don't know what's happening. We go to the doctor and or the psychiatrist because we could become depressed and all. But we are very able to get into any place in the body, and in this case, the brain, where and we do all these studies now with the university. They say cognitive therapy, just talking to each other in the psychology and psychotherapy, that's not enough. That was a conference with 200 experts, and they did this breathing. And then they said, wow, talking only is not enough. But if you do this breathing, then you really get into the brain. And then suddenly you get a sense of control.
Because you're creating this extra circulation of blood.
Yes. Together with oxygen, making it alkaline. Then suddenly the blockage is created because of wrong chemistry, because of trauma, or anxiety, or grief. Then suddenly that chemistry is being dealt with, and you get balance. Simple. And we keep it simple and try to get this web of our thoughts, thinking of so many difficulties and complications. What is emotion? What is fear? What is PTSD? What is trauma? What is depression? We don't know where it is in the brain. Just get all the brain full of oxygen, get the alkalinity up, and you are able to steer by going through the spine, up in your head, and do it all.
Is that why some studies have shown that rigorous exercise, particularly cardio, like running, elliptical machines, things along like those lines, are just as good for depression as medication?
Absolutely. It's dealing with the oxygen tension.
And forcing, when you think those giant deep breaths you take when you're jogging or something.
Yes. And when you do those things, you actually create the body to be effective with the oxygen. Then suddenly different mechanisms are at work, more oxygen is coming in, and the chemistry is balancing out. Depression is caused by wrong chemistry creating inflammation.
I'm a regular exerciser, but sometimes